And now, Bonnie, the person who really knows this place inside and out, ground level up, Bonnie Veysey, will talk about how we are the ones we've been waiting for and what that's going to mean going forward. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody, or afternoon. You know, following Clem is one thing. Following Nancy is a whole different thing. So I want to talk to you for a couple of minutes about the strategic plan implementation process and the timelines. And I have to start by saying, oh my gosh, look at y'all. I've been here for 15 years, and I can't imagine being in a better place. I love this place, and I love the people here. See if I can get this right. Okay. So we know that the mandate for our strategic plan came from President Barchi, and it was really to be integrated into the system-wide plan. But at the very early stages, we had choices to make. And our strategic plan choices were twofold. One is that this was supposed to be a community-driven, bottom-up approach to gather priorities that truly reflect us here at Rutgers University Newark, and that we would focus on outside in, making sure that we were listening to our community neighbors, In both of these priorities, we have to give our deepest gratitude to, one, the Newark Faculty Council, who were so helpful in providing guidance and advice throughout the strategic planning process, and also to Oliver Quinn and the members of the Rutgers University Newark Advisory Board, who did so much background work, homework, on helping to develop a community vision of what Rutgers University Newark could be here in Greater Newark. Our intent was to include diverse perspectives, and from these early decisions, outside in, bottom up, the strategic planning process engaged students, staff, faculty, alumni, and our community partners, with the end goal of having a truly community-driven plan. This is where we really get down to it. What will it take for this to work? Now, I'm going to talk to you heart to heart. We have to believe that change is possible. This is a great moment in our history, and if we let this opportunity go, shame on us. We have already had some substantial wins. The strategic planning process alone was an amazing accomplishment for us. This convocation alone is different. You may have noticed we have new buses. We have capital development projects all over the place. We've had grounds improvements. You are going to see things change here. But more importantly, we can't allow ourselves to wait for someone else to do something. We have to take ownership. This is not the chancellor's plan. This is not an executive team's plan. This is our plan. Every person here in this room and across our university and community, this is our plan. That means we have to make sure that everyone has a voice. Democracy is not a one-time endeavor. We listen to everybody's voice in the strategic planning process. But that's not enough. We have to practice this day in and day out, every single day. Democracy is hard work. And we have to look beyond the problems. I know we have lots of problems, big and small, but we can't focus on individual problems. And I know this is counterintuitive, But for example, if we try to address the issue of poverty and we try to fix poverty, there's lots of ways people talk about fixing poverty, increasing individual wealth, opportunities, and so forth. We are bound to fail in the long run if we focus on solving individual problems. We have to think beyond the problem, think beyond poverty, and focus on creating and engaged in civil citizenry. If we focus on that, poverty almost becomes irrelevant. We can't necessarily say we're going to eradicate it, but if we reach beyond and move beyond focusing on our individual problems, we will achieve great things. So we're not fighting against something, we're fighting for something. So in terms of the process, we will have continuous updates on the webpage for all of our strategic initiatives. The process of this starts now. In the next week, excuse me, we will be sending out requests for participation in various study groups, in the seed grant groups. We will ask for your self-nominations. We will ask for nominations from others. We want a broad representation like the strategic planning process itself. But to make sure that we accomplish our goals, we need small, efficient work groups, maybe 10 to 15 people. I can't guarantee everyone who wants to participate in the study groups will be able to sit in that study group. But I can guarantee that you will work with a study group in a meaningful way through the front end in being consulted around the information, continuous information gathering, and in terms of providing suggestions and reactions to recommendations. This is really important because the study group recommendations are going to affect everyone. You saw the new professoriate, you saw the staffing for the new mission, the anchor institution mission, and leveraging our diversity. Because all of those things affect us all, we need to keep everyone who wants to be involved in this conversation. So, timelines. As I said, these study groups and seed grant activities, initiatives, will be reaching out immediately. We'll be convening and creating products in this year. You can see that the recommendation reports are due, the interim ones, the draft ones in the spring, the final ones in the fall. The seed grants should be funded for startup in the fall. So there's going to be a lot of stuff out there in the early months. Now, we all understand that once we get through some of these initial stages, particularly recommendations, that's when the hard work begins. That's when everybody needs to pull together to make our vision, our collective vision, happen. In terms of spaces and places, we are working on a facilities master plan that will be completed in the fall of this year. That will encompass everything from the new capital development projects to our current use of our current space here, our contracts, how we think about engaging in socially responsible contracting and services. We have 3 major building projects going on. And 15 Washington is due to be completed sometime in 2015. Life Sciences 2 and the Hain building by 2016. That's not so far out. I know it feels like a long time, but we're going to have some really, really cool spaces very, very shortly. And we have a lot of work, as Chancellor Cantor said, about integrating our student services with other supports. That will be ongoing and will be we'll rely on innovation and thinking beyond to make this the best kind of support we can build for our students. In terms of our story and identity, Nancy's right. It's all about swag and swagger. we need to rebrand ourselves, and so we are going to start talking about competitions for clothing and other identities. So that's going to be fun. Can you imagine having like Rutgers and Newark, like cool stuff up in the bookstore? That's true, come on. Y'all know it's true. So, and then we really, as a community, we need to tell our Rutgers and our Newark stories better. This is a great university in a great city, and we will tell our story different. We will get it out in the news, we will get it out, and that's everybody's responsibility, by the way. So we need to really, really continue to support this pride of place, this pride of community. So what I want to give you is an example of what I think we are at this moment. Anybody see this? This happened in Perth, Australia. A man slipped between the platform and the train and pinned his leg. Now, if we solve this the way we would solve this normally, what would happen is we would stand and watch. Maybe some professional workers, police or firefighters would come in with jaws of life and pry him out. He may sustain a lot of damage because his leg's going to be pinned there for quite a while. Well, this is what happened. Isn't that cool? So this was the solution. Everyone, without need to be told what to do, got off the train. Men and women, younger and older, blue-collar, suits, students, and they pushed together to move the train off his leg. And he got up and walked right into the train. No damage. He just got up and walked. If we were to think about that in terms of our problems, that is a momentous effort. But it's easy because it was a collective. And it was easy because everybody did it. So that's what we need to be. That's what we need to do. We have tasks ahead of us that look huge. We will do them together, and we will continue to build our community. So this is us as we move into the future, having a vision and making it happen. So Gandhi challenged each one of us to be the change you wish to see in the world. And I'm going to steal the quote. We can be the change we want to see. We are the ones we've been waiting for. Who's got the video? So thank you all. If you have a minute, just watch this very, 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 very. I'm sorry, I was raised in the 60s and cool was a big word for me. This is a very cool video.
Change we want to see, we are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the ones we've been waiting for. No more judging by the color of our skin. We've learned true colors are found within. No more casualties of greed. Every hungry mouth will feed. No more children fighting wars. Shut down the secret prisons. this world again. I feel a change, it's true. I feel a change is coming for me and you. And though the path may be hard, it's a journey we must start. Must start in your heart. With love and the faith we can rise above in our soul. With the peace we can be the change we want to see. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the ones we've been waiting for. I feel a change, it's true. I feel a change is coming for me and you. Though the paths may be hard, it's a journey we must start. Start in your heart. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel love. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. I feel a change, it's true. I feel a change is coming for me and